Car Motivator followers, I'm Sean Kelley, the Car Biz Coach, helping automotive leaders achieve great results through people and technology. I'm excited that today we'll be making a video on how to develop your business in the automotive space through networking and business partnerships. Okay, what you need to understand is there are three key elements to business partnership success. When it comes to business development through business partnerships, it's extremely critical that you aim to partner with businesses that have access to clients that you would do business with and that would be willing to do business with you, and vice versa. If they don't have clients that would want to work with you, there's no point in connecting with that business. If you don't have clients that would want to work with them or could use their services, then there's no point in you connecting with that business either. Number two, you've got to be able to work out a triple win situation. What's a triple win situation, you ask? That's where your business wins, their business wins, and all your mutual customers can also win. If there's nothing in it for the businesses involved in the partnership, if there's nothing in it for the clients that would cause them to take action, then ultimately the business partnership isn't going to work. Thirdly, there's got to be someone available to implement the strategy on both sides. And what I mean with both sides is both businesses need to have an implementation manager or someone who's willing to follow through, inspect what each business owner expects to help implement and drive the activities that will produce the customers coming to your business to buy from you. So let's talk about each of these areas. First, with clients. When it comes to clients, you want to find a business that has access to a large amount of the clients you'd look for your business. For instance, I've coached a Highline Mercedes dealership. Okay, Mercedes. What kind of things do Highline Mercedes dealerships customers enjoy? They may like jewelry. They may like high-end personal, I guess you could say personal care products like Rodan Fields, things like that, right? So we have a Mercedes store where I've coached an employee there to partner with Rodan Fields as a company. Also, jewelry store. Rodan Fields has a lot of high-earning individuals. Jewelry store customers that buy high-end jewelry from jewelry stores also have obviously expensive taste when it comes to vehicles oftentimes. So that would be a good partnership, okay? I'm also coaching a standalone independent buy here, pay here dealership where they have a lot of subprime type of customers, right? So those businesses wouldn't necessarily be good for this buy here, pay here dealership. So for this car dealership, we talked about them teaming up with a local rent-to-own company because rent-to-own customers are in the process of rebuilding their credit. They're generally, they generally have cash in hand to put down on a vehicle. Ultimately, a buy here, pay here lot and a rent-to-own partnership would make perfect sense. Then the question becomes, does the rent-to-own company have enough of those clients? That is going to be hashed out, right, in the discussion between the two business managers, the people that are going to work together to grow the business. Just because you're assuming these things work, this is still going to take a one-on-one with the managers. Next, let's talk about the 3 times win situation. So looking at the Mercedes store, the Rodan Fields and jewelry store, the different customers, we need to work out a win-win, something where both the customers, the car dealership, the Mercedes store, and the jewelry store win. So what could benefit everyone involved? So you could do a 5% discount, okay? If you buy a car from the Mercedes dealership, okay, because you were referred by the jewelry company, then you get a 5% discount on your car. Just making up a win-win here. You would get a 5% discount on your jewelry. Okay, so we've got a discount on the car and on the jewelry. So the customers are winning because of the business partnership, right? And you could also say that the dealership and the jewelry store are winning because bottom line is that when you implement this strategy, they are spreading the word about the business partnership. It's basically free marketing to a database of customers that both companies would value, right? So the jewelry store is going to benefit from gaining the marketing from the dealership, and the dealership is going to gain from the marketing efforts on the 5% discount on the car from the jewelry store. So that's a triple win. The customers win, the dealership wins, and also the jewelry store wins in this case. Let's look at the buy here, pay here lot and rent to own partnership. So let's say they get together, and for this particular partnership, they decide to say, you know what, you get, if you are a rent to own customer and you make all your payments on time for 12 months, okay, 12 months paid as agreed, all right, then you get a $500 down payment voucher, which goes towards the down payment of your car at the dealership. So think about this. The customers are now, the rental company is winning because they are getting a down payment. Bottom line is this, they're getting their payments on time. And ultimately that money that they save in collections and things, they could apply to the price of a car. Really, the dealership could supplement this and pay for half. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the customer's winning because they are building up their credit. They're incentivized to do so. They get a discount on the vehicle they're buying or a down payment voucher. And then how could the dealership help the rent-to-own company further? Well, they could also give away a free 12-month rental of a big screen TV or a laptop with their cars. They could also, the car dealership could do something like, just market to the rent-own database, right? So if the car dealership markets to the database, like creates a coupon for, $50 off the next time you do a rent-own furniture situation, then again, the customer's winning, the car dealership's winning, and the rent-own company's winning. It's a triple win. Thirdly, you've got the strategy around this, and the strategy is where it gets a little in the weeds, but it's really important that for a business partnership to work, that both sides have someone to implement the action plan, okay? The action plan is going to be a result of the meeting between the two key stakeholders at each business, okay? That's where you're going to derive that, and we're going to walk through that framework at the end of this video. Okay, now that we've got the ideal client base connection, we've got the 3 times win set up, now it's time to talk about the strategy. And remember, no business partnership makes sense unless there's an implementer on both sides. Both businesses need to have that person that's going to implement the strategy that comes from the partnership. Without one business or the other having one, then it's just going to be a one-way street and the partnership's going to fall apart before it even started. So let's look at these examples and come up with the strategy. And it's important to note the strategy will come from the meetings that the key stakeholders at each business have. And we're going to walk through, that'll be the final part of this discussion, because once you understand this, you'll know how to conduct that meeting. We're going to walk through that meeting process after this portion of the video. But when you look at the strategy, the implementation, let's look at the dealer, the Mercedes dealer first, and the jewelry store. So the 5% discount, right? So the business is going to need to make coupons for 5% that they physically hand paper coupons to all of their jewelry buyers for the dealership, right? That they're going to give to the dealership. The dealership's going to need to give coupons, all right? 5% coupons, whatever, that they're going to need to give to the business to hand out, right? Because they can't make coupons for each other's businesses. So the coupon needs to be made by the business, given to the other one to hand out. Let's say they also do an email blast, okay? So they're going to email each other's databases, okay? So they're going to literally email each other's databases and say, hey, we've partnered with this local jewelry store. You can get a discount because you've bought jewelry from us. You now earn 5% off on your Mercedes when you go to buy one. So, and vice versa. So they send out an email blast. That's another, again, thing that has to happen, right? An actionable item. Then there needs to be some sort of tracking, right? Are we tracking the results? So there needs to be, meetings to say, hey, we sent these out. Here's the e-blast. Here's what it looked like. Here's how many people responded. And let's say, so that would be implementation on both sides. Extremely important, because again, if one person's doing all the work, then the other people, they benefit and they don't end up implementing, and it ends up falling apart. Let's look at the buy here, pay here lot dealership against the rent to own situation. So let's say these people share call lists, so share client lists, all right? So they, across both accesses, both businesses share their client lists, and someone calls, okay? So they make a script. Okay, so bottom line, there needs to be a script. So the dealership needs to make a call script and give it to the rent-to-own salespeople. The rent-to-own salespeople make a call script and give it to the car lot, right? Maybe they decide that, you know what, let's go live on Facebook, okay? So let's go live on Facebook and announce this. So let's say both businesses have a large Facebook page following, like both of them have 10,000 Facebook followers or around there. Doesn't matter, the amount's irrelevant. You just want to make sure that there's a lot of reach, that's all. So both businesses will go live on their Facebook page, announce the partnership, create details on how the customers can connect, right? And maybe you do this like once a month, or maybe it's once a week, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, the strategy, you can tell that it's one thing to just talk about a business partnership. It's another thing to execute on it and implement the strategy. So again, let's recap the 3 areas you need to understand that make a business partnership work before we talk about the meeting, which is the final stage in this training. So first off, you need the clients, right? Both businesses need to have clients that the other one would want to do business with. Without enough clients, it's a useless partnership. Number 2, there's got to be the possibility to create triple wins. Wins for all the customers involved and a win for both businesses. Finally, there's got to be strategic and tactical implementation on both sides. Because if one side does it, the other side doesn't, the whole partnership fails, all right? So now let's talk about, now that you understand this, let's talk about reaching out to the business and setting up the meeting and walk you through that meeting. In order to set up a business partnership, you need to have an initial meeting, because without the meeting, the business partnership simply can't happen, right? So once you've identified which businesses will be able to have a client base that will be able to serve yours and vice versa, once you've laid out some ideas for a triple win situation and have some ideas on maybe implementation on your end, now it's time to reach out to those businesses. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the business owner either by walking into the business if it's local to you. You can call directly there, or do my preferred method. I prefer to use LinkedIn to connect with business owners. My company, Car Motivators, we formed partnerships with companies like DriveCentric, CoVideo, iRecon Cars, and many others by doing these sort of methods. They're very powerful, and you can add a lot of value for each other when you form these sort of partnerships. So first and foremost, you're going to want to have laid out your notes and use the template that is attached to this training session. There is a PDF file attached that you should be using. But number one, you should be reaching out to the decision maker. It's almost always going to be the CEO, the operations manager, or the marketing director. Usually marketing directors are the ones you're going to go after. If they have any sort of marketing, they are going to be good at it and enjoy working in this capacity. But you're going to reach out to them and you're going to tell them what you have in store for them. Don't start with what you want to get from them, right? That would sound like, hey, I want to get referrals from your business so I can sell more cars, all right? That's not going to be conducive to a good partnership. So instead, tell them what you've got for them. Hey, jewelry store marketing director, we want to offer a 5% discount to all of our customer base. And we have 10,000 followers on Facebook, 30,000 people in our CRM database. And we'd like to market your jewelry store and send them out an e-blast and maybe talk about, partnering up to ultimately grow each other's business. Is that something that you'd consider doing? And just find, so make your intent known. Tell them what's in it for them and how you're going to benefit their business. And then go ahead and ask them if that's something they're interested in doing. If they say yes, then you're going to want to schedule that meeting with them. Usually business owners, business managers in this capacity, you can schedule a week to 2 weeks out and they're pretty comfortable with that. So give them a couple options. Always give them 2 or 3 options. Hey, I can do next Tuesday at 9 a.m., Wednesday at noon, or Thursday at 10. Which works best for you? Let's carve out an hour. And what you're going to do then is schedule that meeting and make sure you send them a calendar invite. When you're dealing with business partnerships, it's just the polite thing to do. So send them a calendar invite. Make sure you don't forget. And when you go to that business, dress to impress, right? Show up prepared. Bring the notes that you put on the PDF that you've already downloaded and used to put together your ideas and thoughts about the partnership. and that way you'll have that ready. When you get there, you're going to ask the following questions. What objectives is your company trying to accomplish this year? Have you ever conducted any business partnership programs before? If you have conducted business partnerships before, what worked for you and what didn't? What would your expectations be of teaming up in a business partnership? How do you believe our companies could work together to bring value to each other's clients? How would these activities break out into our daily, weekly, and monthly routines? Who would implement and execute on these action items at your business? How will we measure success regarding this partnership? And when will we check in on our results? What are the next steps? When will each party have these action items completed by? Is there anything we need to be mindful of when working with your customers in this capacity? What fears, concerns, or worries do you have that could get in the way of this business partnership achieving these results and creating greater success for both of our companies? Business partnerships can be an extremely valuable tool when it comes to business development and spreading the word about who you are and what you do, but it's grossly underutilized across every industry. Remember, your network is your net worth. This is Sean Kelley, the CarBiz Coach. I hope you've enjoyed this training exercise, and I hope you have many healthy and powerful business relationships. If you want some additional coaching on business development partnerships, I'm here. Business partnerships can be an extremely valuable tool when it comes to business development in any industry, but they go grossly underutilized. Remember, your network is your net worth. This is Sean Kelley, the CarBiz Coach. I hope you've enjoyed this training exercise. For additional coaching around business partnership development, I'm here for you and I'm available. You can reach out to me through my 1-800 number or by email. My email address is Sean, S-E-A-N, at carmotivators.com, or you can call my 1-800 number 1-888-921-0221. Make it a great day and congratulations on your future success through business partnerships.